I'm sorry for not recording twice like I said I would yesterday, but it's because I was up a really long time thinking about a new idea. So I got this idea. What if Deku had the powers of the Warhammer Titan? Yeah, so I'm just gonna be explaining his powers and stuff like that for right now, but then soon we'll get into the video. So, okay, so you guys know Deku's Detroit Smash or Manchester Smash or something. When he sumps, it makes that impact, but Warhammer Titan spikes come and stab his enemy. So so imagine Deku fighting Bakugo, right? And he does his little Manchester Smash thing, and the spikes go underground and stab Bakugo in the stomach, and the spike goes through him. Obviously, that's collateral damage, but since there's not enough. What if Deku was a villain? Deku's out there. My turn. And it'll start infecting Bakugo, right? And then spikes will come out of his Bakugo's eyes, out of his mouth. Yeah, everywhere. Just imagine the spikes coming out of Bakugo like that. And him just screaming in horror. Yeah. Okay, next one. Imagine Deku having imagine Deku running at Todoroki, and then he jumps and he summons his hammer. When his hammer gets summoned, green lightning envelops the hammer, and the hammer's green. Deku hits the hammer on the ground, and that's just an earthquake. Just like Kinimaru's spikes, Deku's spikes will come out of the ground. Yeah. Okay. I'm coming up with this on top of my head, like always. Like, I really need to stop doing that. Okay, imagine Bakugo throwing an explosion. So Deku will summon his hammer, and he can do a full counter with his hammer. Oh, and this is what Deku's villain costume will look like. But armor all over the leg, black armor all over the legs, black armor all over the arms, armor on the armor, a little bit of armor on the torso, and armor on the neck, and it's green. Yeah. Okay. Deku can also has a super jump, and when he super jumps, he can turn his hammer around to the part where it has like a stabby part, and he can shove it in the ground, and make an earthquake. Deku can obviously swing his hammer. So imagine Ida running at Deku full speed. Deku would do this, will reel his hammer back and hit Ida in the face with it. Obviously, it will cause collateral damage, a shattered skull, and his muscles will stop working. So Ida will just back up and fall over because all of his nerves, his muscles are just turned off, and he'd be knocked out and possibly dead. He can also make spikes well up around him, just like when Eren saved everybody from the collapsing building when the Rarias Titan first showed up. when Deku uses his quirk too much, his villain suit gets destroyed a little. The villain suit isn't just a suit; it's literally a part of him. Oh, and this is what Deku looks like walking. Yeah, pretty terrifying. So let's get into the video. Alright, guys. Okay, let's start off with Deku and his mom and his dad walking to the quirk doctor. Deku's dad being a really stand-up guy to Deku, but he's still a villain. Hazashi's all for one is a villain, but he doesn't want Deku to know because he loves his son. Inko died while giving birth to Deku because of Deku's amazing quirk. Hazashi hears about Deku's quirk, and then Deku asks his dad if he can still be a hero with the villainous quirk. Hazashi then says, "Well, you can do anything with no matter what quirk you have. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise." Deku is really happy with this quirk because it's pretty dang powerful. So he goes to tell Bakugo. Bakugo is like, "That's a really cool quirk, Deku. Can you show me?" Deku summons his hammer, and then he runs at a tree and hits it like this. The tree just one shot destroyed. All Might sees this, and All Might is not a good guy. Like, he's a bad guy. Like, he acts like he's a good guy so he can have fans and all that stuff, but he's a bad guy. All Might sees this and tries to kidnap Deku by saying, Hey kid, your dad's in trouble. We need to, and I see you have a strong quirk so we can save him." Deku doesn't believe this one bit because he knows about his dad's quirk. Deku reels back his hammer and tries to hit All Might with it, but it doesn't work. Deku then uses his spikes to make All Might jump back. Deku's skin then starts to tear a little bit. Bakugo asks, what's happening to Deku? Okay. So Bakugo asks, "What's going on?" Deku then tells Bakugo what happens, and then Bakugo, knowing having his quirk but can't control it, he makes too big of an explosion at All Might. Deku then goes to All Might and then full counters the thing because the full counter makes it stronger. Deku then teleports and keeps teleporting to the explosion over and over and over again. Bakugo is like so surprised of how fast Deku is. Deku's skin is just destroyed right now. And then he does one last full counter, shooting the explosion all the way at All Might. All Might gets propelled straight in the stomach and flown into the sky. Deku then puts his hammer away, and Bakugo said, "What was that all about?" Deku then explains to Bakugo what happened. And then Bakugo was so surprised of All Might being a bad person. So then Bakugo says, "I can't believe that. I gotta go tell my mom." I forgot to say this, but Bakugo's nice. Yep. Bakugo asks, what was that all about? And then Deku then explains. What's the name? Bakugo is so surprised. And then Bakugo says, well, I'd understand if you want to be a villain. You'd want to be a villain. He just tried to kidnap you. Deku then says, he wasn't... Well, we don't know if he was going to try to kidnap me, but it could be a possibility. Deku then walks home and tells his dad what happened. Hisashi then tells Deku about him being a villain and all that stuff. And Deku asks, can I be a villain? Hisashi then says, wait, don't you want to be a hero? Then Deku then looks at Hisashi with the side eye. And he says, oh yeah, after today, you most likely don't want to be one. So Hisashi starts training Izuku how to use his quirk and stuff. And so we're going to the day where the LOV is created. Bakugo is in the UA entrance exam thinking about what Deku's doing, because he thought he wanted to be a hero too. Deku remembering what happened that day and gets too excited because that could be a hero move and stuff like that. So Bakugo does a really big explosion and destroys the 0 point in one shot. Bakugo is then like, what the? Shut up, Todoroki's there because Izuku's not there. I think the only reason he wasn't there is because he had to take another test because there was too many spots for the test. Deku just got his villain suit made, and this is what it looks like. As you guys know from the description in the first part, you guys already know what it looks like, and imagine it with the cape. Yeah, like the ancient Warhammer Titan. Hold on, let me go get a picture of the ancient Warhammer Titan. Okay, so Deku just got his not his villain costume made, and this is what it looks like. Whoops. Yeah, that was a pretty long conversation that me and him had. Yeah, this is what it looks like. Toga Shigaraki's like, I've never seen something more cool. Deku says, you think? Deku, Hisashi has his injury on his face and is in his lair and stuff. Deku then asks, that's still brooding. Yeah, and then Shigaraki says, you know it. Well, you need to go get more recruits. And then Deku said, you think? Shigaraki then tells Deku to stop with the sarcasm. Just because your master's right hand man doesn't mean that you're all high and mighty. Then Deku then raises one eyebrow in his suit, and Shigaraki's like, "Oh, shut up." Deku then makes his villain costume seep back into his skin because, as I said, it's a part of him. Offer one gave Deku the quirk to manifest Titan skin and stuff like that, so he can make his own suit. Oh, I forgot to mention this, but when Deku gets mad, he can turn into the Warhammer Titan itself. Yeah, I'm so sorry for not mentioning that. Yeah, I wanted to, but I forgot. Deku's walking around and he sees someone yelling at Bakugo. That someone's obviously either like, what do you think you thought? Deku then walks over there and gets in front of Ida. Ida then says, "Hello, civilian," with his little chop thingamajig. Deku gets PO'd at civilian, and Bakugo's like, "Oh crap!" Just because Bakugo isn't mean, he's still disrespectful. Stuff like that. He was calling either nicknames like rulebook. Bakugo is like, okay, never mind, chill. And says, "You know this guy?" And then Bakugo says, "Yeah." Ida says, "You're not allowed to have friendships other than the people at UA." And then Ida tries. Deku then mimics Ida with his Titan skin and mocks him. Everybody starts laughing, and then everybody starts laughing at Ida because of how Deku was mocking him.